G'day, it's Fran Davidson from psychicandenergywork.com.au, and this is part 2 of my monthly observations for July 2025. It'd be worth getting across part 1, the video format, even the written format on my website, psychicandenergywork.com.au, to get a bit of a preface for what I'm about to run through, because it does tie in. As I write on the website, for the birth numbers for this month, we have 2 7s, and 7 is mind. 7 is therefore learning through mind. It is therefore information, getting information. And in part 1's video, I talked a bit about, how do we release? How do we let the loudness of what we're in, even if it's just energetic or silent loudness, felt, seen, heard, tasted, smelt, because they are the 5 senses. Yeah. So on one level, how we do that at times is we let the blockage speak. We let the loudness speak. In other words, we come out of the need to drive, the need to be the understander, the need to be the knower. And I don't mean any of those words negatively, because at the end of the day, we're partly egoic, we're partly mindful, of course, and every so often we're going to find ourselves in a place where we sort of know it all, even if that's not how we're coming across. Knowing it all on a manifesting level, on a spiritual level, can just be, you know what, I am too much in what I know. Yes, all right, that could be opinion. It could be bias. Yeah, it could be projection. It could be a fear. It could be just, you know what, I'm having to work through whatever I'm having to work through right now. Can't get it out of my mind. Can't let go of it. Implicit in this is, of course, the dare to make moments where you regularly let go. And of course, that can be so tricky right now at this time of history, simply because everything is just so busy. Everything, well, not necessarily everything, but a lot of what's in the normal world, especially if you're living in Australia, in Sydney right now, or in New South Wales, it can be bombarding. And yet the dare is always take time out. Are you taking the time out? Are you listening to your body's need for, you know what, I need a break right now. I need to just let go of everything. That can be as easy as take yourself to a beautiful view. Take yourself to somewhere that's going to help you just look at things and become more aware of the trees, the plants, the birds, nature, breath, wind, breeze, whatever, anything that inspires. Time out is so important, as we all know. So, part of this month's birth numbers is asking us to be prepared to learn. Therefore, be prepared to glean via your intuition, and therefore the world of energy, even more than you knew when you first started that exercise. Again, implicit in that is letting life speak. Mind is such that when we are overly in the egoic grooves, we can fill our silence, we can fill, therefore, you could say our being, but just our awareness with our own talk, our own need to label, to diagnose, to analyse, to try to find answers for, and again to forecast. So the job is to release all of those needs, not because you'll ever let go of them completely, but to release them as the shaping mechanisms that they can become when you don't take enough time out to clear and ground, which is regular. Life pulls us off centre all the time. The dare is to remember that, honour that, look after that, so as to stay on centre as much as you can. 7 again asks us to get wise. Energetically, the way we do this is that we let go into the student position. What do I mean by that? We let go into a place of, you know what? The only reason this is bugging me, the only reason why it doesn't make sense, whatever it is as an energetic or a real world dynamic, the only reason things aren't quite, adding up or ending up or ending me up, more importantly, me as in anybody. The only reason why these things are happening in the way they are and in a way that they leave me in a state where, you know what, this isn't balanced, it's not complete, it's not fully whole, it's not quite right, whatever those words are. That sense of it's not quite right, not quite whole, is your intuition trying to tell you that, you know what, you could make more sense of things. Now, that's a bit obvious, but what I mean by that is, as a piece of energy work, it is an invitation to, you know what, breathe, let go of everything in a way that you allow it to move in the space around you, whether that be your mind's eye space, perceptual space, energetic space, intuitive space, or even physical space. You allow it to move, not only so that it can stretch, not only to do whatever it needs to, not in a way that disempowers you, but just because it's a separate being, it's a separate flow, it's a separate entity to you, but also in a way that you give yourself the room to actually see it for what it is and become informed by it. Everything is energy on the intuitive level. That's a bit of a no-brainer. But you see, what that means, therefore, is that anything that presents can inform you if you give it the room to. That doesn't mean we need to be 24/7 focused on energy and intuitive stuff. Of course, that would be probably not very healthy, being partly physical and in the physical. But what that means is that, again, anything that is, shall we say, affecting your sense of wellness, harmony, flow, togetherness, completeness, rightness, goodness, it is asking you to, therefore, again, make the space for more sense to come through via your guidance, via your spiritual and therefore health nurturing, health promoting, balance sustaining practices, whatever they are. Yeah, because as you do this, you'll help yourself let go of whatever is glued to you or whatever you're hooking into, consciously or not, in a way that then makes room for the universe to go kaboom. There's the insight, there's the idea, there's the realization, there's the bit of info you need to make you whole, to give you the key, but also to give you that sense of, you know what, everything is flowing well. You are moving in the right direction, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And oh, and by the way, this is how you can help yourself move through things even more in all the ways you know you can. So all the very best to you for July. Travel through now to my video number 3 for this month, which talks about the MOs, how life might assist us all in triggering into those 7 dynamics I've just discussed in all the ways we can. It's a good month. It's a potent month. When isn't it right now? Harness the energies, breathe, allow, move into witness, because the more you do that and the more you're prepared to be informed by what's going on, the more you'll move through it faster, solidly, and in a way that pays forward for everyone. Take good care. Thanks for tuning in. Holler if you need a hand.